It feels like home, home, home. It feels like home, home, home. It feels like home.
Hey there friends, welcome to Weldon Home. Today I have been craving the apple cider donuts that we get when we go up to Skytop Orchards and pick apples and get their hot, fresh apple cider donuts, but I'm going to make apple cider donut style muffins. So I don't have a donut pan and I know of ways that I could kind of finagle that, but I'm just going to go ahead and do muffins because I'm on to making dinner and I just want that taste in my mouth. And I have a secret ingredient I want to show you. But first, we are going to start with our apple cider. And I'm going to take 1.5 cups and bring that to a boil. And then I'm going to reduce that down until it's just 1/2 cup. And the reason that you do that is you don't want that much moisture in your apple cider donut, but you do want all that flavor. So I'm going to watch it really carefully and go ahead and do it as high as it can go and just bring that to a boil. It'll still probably take me 15 or 20 minutes to get it to reduce down by 2/3. So we're going for just 1/2 cup of the apple cider after it's been reduced. So our cider is reduced down to about 1/2 cup from 1 1/2 cups. And to that I am going to add 2 tablespoons of melted butter and 1/2 cup of brown sugar and 1/2 cup of white sugar and 1 egg. And I'll just mix that together with a fork. And then I'm going to put a little bit of Greek yogurt in. I love this Chobani vanilla yogurt, and so we're just going to use 1/2 cup of that. And I like to mix everything in a measuring cup so that you can just see your measurements easily. So those are our wet ingredients. Our dry ingredients are going to be 250 grams of flour. So always with your flour, you want to use some kind of a measure that measures the weight, because if you try and just use a cup, you can get too much. It can be packed, it can be too heavy, it can be too light. Anyway, it really affects the texture overall of what you're doing. And so to that, I'm going to add a teaspoon of soda. So my wonderful son just sifted that into there for me, so it's all nicely sifted in 2 little hills. So 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. I'll put the recipe in the description. And I'm working on getting a website started up that will have all of my recipes in one handy dandy spot so that you can just go right over there and get them all. And then I want to use about a teaspoon of apple pie spice, and that is just going to be cardamom and cinnamon and nutmeg all mixed together. About a teaspoon of cinnamon as well. Makes it nice and fall flavored. All of these yummy colors and flavors and smells, and the apple cider really makes your house smell good. When you reduce down the apple cider, it really smells delicious. So those things I'm just going to whisk together with a fork. So this is such an easy recipe. It doesn't require any special equipment or ingredients, except I do have one secret weapon that I want to share with you. So I've got my dry mix together there, and here are my wet ingredients, which I will just kind of make a little spot in the middle of the dry ingredients, kind of like make a little well that you can put the wet ingredients into. And then I'll put my wet ingredients right in there. So you just want to mix your wet and dry ingredients together until they come together. You don't ever want to overmix. You do want it to get smooth. But if you want to, you can just wad up a little bit of tin foil and make your own little thing to stick in the middle of the muffin tin, and that will make it more like a donut. So you can just spray that with cooking spray and then pipe your donut right around that. But I'm just doing muffins today. So it should look about like that. to make it more like a donut, just take a little bit of tin foil and wad it up like that. Then spray it with non-stick spray. Put it there in the middle of your little muffin cup. Well, let's see if we can get it to stick there. Like that, and then I'll just put some of it into a piping bag just to show you for one. But I'm just gonna make muffins today, and I'll make one donut just to show you. I forgot an essential ingredient, which is you need to add a quarter or a half teaspoon of salt, depending on how salty you like it. So unfortunately, I added this last, so I'm gonna have to mix it a little bit more, but it should be just fine. Don't leave out the salt though. It's imperative that it has some salt in it to balance out the sweetness. Salt used to be more expensive than gold. Can you believe that? Because think of how flavorless your food would be without salt. So I'm just gonna put a tiny bit of this into this little bag. And so the best way to load up a Ziploc bag is to put it inside of a cup, inside out, and turn it around. And then you can just do a little bit. Like I said, I'm just gonna do one to demonstrate. Like that, right over to the corner. My schizoids seem to be missing, as they often are, but I have some craft scissors right here. Alright, so then you just want to snip it at an angle, and then you'll come right in to your little muffin pan that has been nicely greased. Come right around, just like you're making a little donut. Simple as that. And then the rest I'm just going to fill like we're making muffins. And the muffins are actually better in this case if you don't use muffin liners. The liners are going to hold us up in our next step, which is dipping these in some melted butter and then the secret ingredient. So it's a fairly thick dough and holds up pretty well. It's like a cake donut kind of batter. Just try and distribute that evenly among your muffin cups. And it should make 12 donut muffins. It will be mighty delicious. And the smell of this is just heaven. It is wonderful. Very concentrated apple scent and some delicious cinnamon. And now I'm going to pop them into a 350-degree oven for about 18 to 20 minutes until they're nice and golden. There is very little oil or butter in the actual muffins, which is not likely, but we're gonna add some significant butter flavor right now. So I'm melting one stick of butter that we're going to use for our topping. And then I've got 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and my sugar has lumps in it, I know. It'll be fine. So I've got 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and to that I'm going to add a little bit more of the apple pie spice, probably just about 1/4 teaspoon, and just maybe the same amount, 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. That might be a good half. And then the secret ingredient is ta-da-da! Freeze-dried apples. And these are Fuji apples, and this is a 0.35 ounce bag. And I am going to grind that up in my little food processor so you can see it's just, whole apples. And that is going to give us a really, really fresh apple flavor. So when we roll the finished donuts or muffins into this mixture, oh my gosh, it smells just like fresh baked apples. It's gonna really up the apple factor and give it a little bit of burst of flavor in your mouth that you're gonna go, how did you get that so appley? And you're gonna go, it's a secret. I can't reveal it to you. No, you should probably tell your friends how you did it. But you're just gonna mix all of those things together. Oh, now Joe's not gonna give you the grand entrance. One of my pastries has arrived. Awesome. here's our one donut muffin. It's not perfect, but it's gonna be a lot like a donut. There you go. So basically all you do is you take them right out of the pan, you dip them right away in some melted butter, as soon as they're cool enough to handle. And then you dip them in this wonderful mixture of cinnamon, sugar, apple pie spice, and pulverized freeze-dried apples. And that right there